All right, guys. 5 ways that you can save time at making YouTube videos. This is coming from a YouTube pro. I've been making videos on my channel for like the last 5 years now. I have a channel with over 1 million subscribers, and I have multiple channels. I built multiple 7-figure businesses from YouTube. So I started YouTube as a business owner, and I've always approached YouTube as a business. So efficiency has been a big thing for me. I'm kind of like autistically obsessed with efficiency. And so I'm going to tell you about 5 ways that I save a ton of time making YouTube videos. So the first thing, and this is one of the biggest things, is make your videos anti-fragile. Now, how can you do this, and what exactly do I mean by this? Well, the way that people make videos, like for instance, you might have had somebody try to help you make your videos before, right? You tried to have somebody script your videos, and it just doesn't quite turn out right, because unfortunately we can't make clones of ourselves, right? So you're the expert on the topic and you're trying to have somebody help you script the video, and it's almost there, but it's just not quite right. And then you have to spend a bunch of time quality controlling it, and it just sucks, right? And you're thinking to yourself, man, I could have just done this myself and I would have spent probably about the same amount of time. Well, when you make stuff anti-fragile, you're not going to have to worry about this problem. And here's how you do that. There's a couple different ways you can do it. One thing is, when you have AI or whoever is doing your video come up with titles, have it come up with 5 titles instead of 1. And then you pick the one that you like the most, right? When you have them come up with calls to action or lead magnets, have them come up with 5 calls to action, and then you pick the one that you like the most. When you have them come up with examples or stories or anecdotes, etc., in your content, have them come up with like 3 of them, and chances are you're going to like one of them. If you're making a list of things, like let's say you're making a list of 5 things, have your people or have the AI come up with 7 or 10 of them, and then you just pick your 5 favorites. Make it anti-fragile, because what happens is, even if you have a really good scriptwriter, or even if you're AI, you have a really good AI prompt, it's going to get like 80% right. Maybe even if you're really good, maybe 95% right. But there's always going to be those little things that irritate you. And if you make it anti-fragile, if you make it come up with multiple of those things, it's going to be 100% right, because you just choose the one that you want, right? So this is what we do on all of our scripts. This is what we've been doing for a very long time, and it's worked incredibly well. So the next thing is, use systems and AI to make your content, okay? So just as an example, I have a title GPT that I give my clients, and this helps them to come up with titles. They can literally just screenshot videos that they want to do, and it'll help them come up with ideas and titles based off of those screenshots. And it'll actually ask them questions. It's almost like having your own consultant. It's basically like you're talking to me, because we uploaded hundreds of hours of my content, calls with my clients, etc., and me actually doing titles, right? So it's almost like you're talking directly with me, right? And so this helps my clients out tremendously. And by the way, for a very limited amount of time, I'll offer that down in the description in the pinned comment below. It's a title GPT. We'll probably delete it, so check down there to see if we still have it. But that's an example of a system, right? That's an example of a system and us utilizing AI. So when it comes to systems, you want templates, you want SOPs, you want processes, but you also want to be utilizing AI. And you know, with some channels, you can get away with just having AI write all the content for you. With other channels, you're probably going to have a human oversee the AI, right? But you can definitely make your content better, faster, and make more content by utilizing AI, right? But most people don't use it the right way. So you want to be using systems and AI to make your content. And this isn't just in the writing process, by the way. When it comes to AI, for instance, just as an example, if you have kind of bad audio, you can use Adobe Podcast, and they have an amazing AI that will make your audio better. It makes your audio sound like it's at a podcast, like podcast audio. It's amazing, right? The third thing, and this is especially important if you're just starting to make content, and it's also especially important if you're a busy business owner. If you're a busy person, you have to do this, okay? And that is to make raw, unfiltered content. Now, what is raw, unfiltered content? It's content that is pretty much off the cuff, And maybe you have like a bullet point. Maybe you have a few bullet points in front of you, like behind the camera or like on a little flashcard right next to you, or, on a whiteboard that's above the camera, whatever you prefer. But make little bullet points. It's kind of like giving an impromptu speech, right? This is how people give impromptu speeches. They have little bullet points just to remind them what things they should talk about and in what order. And that's it. Just talk off the cuff. And when you do this, you're going to notice that you're going to talk much more naturally, right? Because you're pretending like you're talking to a friend when you do this, right? And that's really the vibe that you want to have when you're making this content, is just pretend like you're talking to a friend. And when you make bullet points like this, you're going to be able to just talk so much more naturally. Whereas if you try to script out everything, like write everything, do it word for word, you're going to notice that unless you're really good, unless you practice a lot, it's going to be hard for you to sound natural when you talk. Okay. You're going to sound like somebody else, basically. Now with practice and, using the right methods and stuff, you can actually sound pretty good. Like a lot of news anchors, for instance, you can't tell that they're talking on a teleprompter. But make raw, authentic, unfiltered content. And by the way, this works really well. It works really well because the watch time, I've tested this extensively, and the average view duration, the watch time, it's not that much difference between raw, authentic content versus highly edited content. Think about it. People come to YouTube because they want to interact with other people, right? They don't come to YouTube to watch highly edited, highly produced content. They could turn on Netflix. They could turn on the TV if they wanted that. They come to YouTube because they want to interact with other human beings, right? And so raw, unfiltered content works really well, especially for B2B, like sophisticated audience, business owners. They love raw, authentic content because trust is a big thing in B2B. And when you're raw and authentic and you're talking off the cuff, there's not a lot of edits. Someone can make themselves sound like they're an expert if they just edit a bunch of stuff, right? In post, they can make themselves sound like an expert. But when you're making raw, authentic content, you're talking off the cuff. It's just you and the camera, right? You can't sound like an expert. So if you are an expert on something, that's your advantage. And if you're an expert, you can talk off the top of your head about what you're an expert at all day long. Number 4 is make videos when you have free time. Now, this is exactly what I'm doing. I'm making raw, authentic content right now, and I'm making videos when I have free time. So I'm about to go to the gym here in like 30 minutes or so. I have a little bit of time, and I'm making a video before I go to the gym. Do this if you're going to show up to a client call or a sales call or a meeting, and for whatever reason, the client doesn't show up or the meeting gets canceled. You have a little bit of free time. Go make some videos. Right? You can probably make 2 videos in that time. Just whenever you have free time, make some videos. You have a little bit of time before bed. You're feeling some energy. Make a video. You get off a client call and you're a little annoyed or frustrated at the client because they're not doing what you told them to do. Make a video ranting about it. or if you get off a sales call and you keep hearing the same objections over and over again, you're getting a little frustrated with it, make a video ranting about it, right? So just make videos whenever you feel the spirit or whenever you just have a little bit of free time. But that's not all you want to do. Moving on to number 5, and this is one of the most important things to do along with the system. I'd say utilizing systems and AI is the most important thing. This is what got my, video making time. I was spending like 40, 50 hours a week making videos at one point on my YouTube channel. And it got it down to 4 hours. And then later on, I got it down to even 1 hour a week. That's how ridiculous I've optimized this process of making videos. And that's for a 1 million subscriber YouTube channel. Number 5 is batch recording. Batch recording is one of the most important things. When you batch record, you can make things 2 to 3 times more efficiently. And there's so many different reasons for this. One reason is when you're constantly switching tasks, when you're constantly putting on multiple different hats, it takes a little bit of time to kind of get into the next task, right? You might be in the mindset of writing scripts or bullet points if you're doing raw, authentic content. And that's a different mindset than recording videos. And it's a different mindset than editing videos. And it's a different mindset than coming up with thumbnails, et cetera, right? So batch record your content. It's more efficient in so many different ways. If you don't believe me, just ask Henry Ford. He figured this out. He figured out that when you have a bunch of people doing like tiny tasks on an assembly line, it's much, much more efficient than having one person build the entire car, right? So batch record, right? Batch recording is insanely effective. My record for recording videos in one day is 21 videos. I've recorded 18 videos in one day 3 times. and I've done 10 to 12 videos countless times, like probably over 30 times. I love batch recording. I love creating an entire month's worth of content in a day, sometimes more than a month, right? Batch recording is amazing. Definitely be doing it. All right. Now, if you are a busy business owner, a coach, consultant, online service provider, agency owner, course creator, or if you're a YouTuber that's having trouble monetizing, or you're spending way too much time on your YouTube videos, you're basically like a chicken with its head cut off, spending all your time making YouTube videos instead of being able to like focus on what matters, which is business and monetizing and growing your channel. And you want to basically get YouTube down to a science where you're not having to spend that much time, like 4 hours a week or less on it. You're growing your YouTube channel, you're getting views, you're getting subscribers, and more importantly, you're monetizing your YouTube channel. It's an asset to your business. Then go ahead and book a call with us down in the description of the pinned comment below. This is exactly what we help people do, okay? We treat YouTube like a business, right? Every other YouTube guru out there, first of all, most of them never even started a YouTube channel like in the first place that wasn't just talking about YouTube. So it's kind of like coaches coaching coaches, how to coach coaches. But even the ones that are good, they usually focus on like kind of beginner stuff. They're not focused on YouTube for business owners, for busy business owners. That's what we do. We focus on YouTube for busy business owners. And so book a call with us down in the description, pinned comment below. What we'll do in this call is we will diagnose your current situation. We'll figure out what your goal is. We'll make a plan to get from your current situation to your goal. And then we'll see if we're a good fit to work together or not. And it'll be super valuable for you whether or not we end up working together. So check out down there. And also check out my client, Sean, who was stuck around 10 to 30K per month for a very long period of time. Within 9 months of working with us, we got him all the way up to last month. He did $650,000. So that's 10 months later. He did over $650,000 last month. So check that out by clicking, I think, right here, somewhere up here. And yeah, it'll be a case study and an interview with him. So check that out.